Alright, so finally after a long time of not really a long time, about 2 weeks of my camera being off use, right? We're finally back, and I was starting off strong with my first 1 to 200 scale diecast aircraft. I would say I already have the resin ones. This is the first diecast 1 to 200 scale that I've got, and it's a pretty nice one. It's a Gulfstream, and it's NG. So what more can we say? I look forward to it. So well, nothing. Well, this is a Gulfstream G550, made by NG, obviously, 1 to 200 scale. Yeah, it's it's Nike. You can see from Nike logo. Yeah, so this is your standard NG box, you know, with the basic manufacturer logo, Gulfstream, the Gulfstream G550 set here. Registration is November 1972 November. My best presumption would be 1972, standing for the year Nike was founded, which, if I remember correctly, it should be. Obviously, you've got NG logo. It's obviously 1 to 100 scale. Like, if you see my older reviews, you would see like I have 1 to 100s in the form of Silk Air 738s, Finnair 833s, A340 300s, Edo Air, A340 300s, all that. But the things like they're resin, they don't have any gears, they're all meant to be on the stands, and sometimes they're just a bit too big. So I decided to do is when I've branched out to, when I changed to 1 400, I also decided to make the switch to 1 to 100 diecast. That means I'm gonna buy these from now on. Obviously, these are a bit more expensive, but I think it's definitely more worth the cost. You'll find out why. But again, I'm also not going to go for any Tom, Dick, and Harry manufacturer for 1 to 100. I'm going to make my selective choice, which I will explain throughout the course of this video. So yeah, move to the side of the box. It's Gulfstream and NG logo, same on the other side. And at the front here, I've got the Gulfstream G550 clip art registration, and then same on the bottom side. And if you look at the rear, it's just a whole big clip art as well with the warnings. If you don't notice, like, what's this sort of red orangey color with the darker stripes weaving around it, you'll find out. Yeah, so these are one of the few G550s that Nike has. Yeah, we're doing the unboxing. I'm explaining this makes it more efficient. These are there's about 3 NG has made. These are the ones that Nike uses for business trips, etc. The G550 is a long haul business jet, so you can't classify as big, mid-size, or large size. It's long haul, long range. These are the epitome of business jets, most of which were only created. These are epitome. These are long haul business jets were only starting to come out, in the early 1990s, I would say. So they're quite a new class. So you've got your standard plastic foam combination for NG. You flip it around, and what I want to do is, because there's a lot of plastic on the top, it's actually 2 pieces, one by the tail, one by the top, and so yeah. So and there's only one big one at the bottom. So yep. So we're gonna take it off from here. Now I'm just gonna find a way to position this so it's best curated for you guys. Yep. So we're gonna do is follow the standard procedure of just gently pushing on the base, and well, doing a bit of runarounds and pushing on the gears a bit more, and it comes out. You see, no hassle. The sound you heard just now was just maybe the winglets touching a bit of the foam, but other than that, it's fine. So you can see this one piece of plastic only, and then you've seen all the most beautiful undersides of an aircraft ever. But moving on, we're just gonna take out the 2 layers as well. See, that's what I mean. There's 2 layers of plastic, and now we're just gonna put this back on here, and then put this to the other side. Alright, there you go. That's the model itself in all its glory and beauty. I'll give you guys a while to admire it before. Yeah, to be honest, I don't have any like 1 to 100 resources for it. Like, technically, the recent, by the time this video comes out, there's a release, JC Wings GSE set, special August GSE release. That will be about 1 to 3 weeks away from now, from when this video was published. So it's 2-3 weeks back. Issue is that The reason I didn't get them, I wanted to get them, but I didn't get them in the end because I felt that there wasn't a need to, because I don't go to such big aircraft. You know, the only few times I'm doing 1-200 is only because something like this where it's a Nike and it's a G550 and it's a business jet, so it's small and compact, and it's also cheap, about $65, I guess. It was kind of worth it considering how the standard U NG was like $50, so you could get this for like 60 and be bigger, detailed quality. I mean, it's definitely up to you. I'm planning on getting the Dassault 7X of the RAF. My dealer still has it, so that's nice. But yeah, if you see why I'm branching out to NG a bit more, it's also because I find that there's a lot more detail, a lot more quality, there's a lot more beauty to it as well. So I don't know how we're gonna do this, but my mat's still here, so we can see how this turns out. I'm just gonna put it on the H380 front. So this is your standard, you know, G550 on a 1/400 scale mat, which is crazy enough, yeah. Which is quite crazy. Yeah. So yes. Alright, so let's gonna start off. So obviously you're gonna start with the nose. You've got a nice, beautifully shaped Gulfstream nose with your wonderful, sensors, for your airspeed, altitude, all these that are really meticulously detailed in almost any NG aircraft. Like, NG is one of the finest printing in the world. I think that most people should actually learn from NG. We're not going to talk about the gears for now. We're going to talk about, this night, the rest of the fuselage background. Nike Air, essentially it's going to be the Nike Air conglomerate. Because most of these businesses, just what they want to do is they want to have like a separate holding company for all these aircraft. Just in case the main business has an issue, they're able to sell these off and liquidate their assets as fast as possible, etc, etc. It's just basically business reasons. You have your beautiful Gulfstream door. So it's not technically considered Nike, it's just that this one they put it there is just for, how do I say, yes, therefore just for show it's a Nike and it's in the air, blah blah blah. Move on to the rear, you've got your beautiful oval windows on the G550. Something special about Gulfstream is they always have these oval windows, which actually make it, because it's oval, or rather circular, oval, and lying, horizontally like this. What it allows is, it allows for the windows to be a lot lower, which means that more sunlight can pass through. And because it's also wider, and at that lower angle where most of the sun will always, at which most of the sun rays will pass through, right? You actually get a brighter inside of the G550. So that's a really smart thing that Gulfstream has done. You've got your standard wing, with wingtip, escape slide, and then you've got your beautiful BR710, BMW and Rolls-Royce engines. These are the last few, and these are the last engines ever to be made by BMW. Fun fact, BMW has been making engines since World War I, aircraft engine, up into World War II, etc. Just that they've been a really small player, and these are one of the last few that they're gonna do before they quit. They are very, the only reason they stayed on was for some of these projects is because when they acquired certain companies, after liquidation, and then this just happened to be one of the last few projects of theirs, and then they decided to continue with it. So it's a BR710 BMW Rolls-Royce pair. Yep, they've got the beautiful Nike logo and November 1972 November. So now I'm going to talk obviously on the underside wise. I'm going to deal with the more specifications later. The silver one with the black hole is actually your APU exhaust. You've got basically your APU here, you've got gear and your sole. Yeah, I know, shoe soles. These are SOLES shoe soles from one of the Nike shoes, I can't recall, that are painted on the underside of it. So it actually looks like, a shoe, it's actually on the underside, this is the sole. Then obviously you follow down with your antenna and your other radar. So we move on to the gear. If we can focus on such a small thing. Yeah, I don't think we can. Yep, there you go. So the gear, because it's 1/200 scale, is very intricately detailed. Like you can see all the suspension and everything within it. And then, what is commonplace with the G550 or Gulfstream family of jets is a really, really big main gear. which is to allow for more off-road capabilities, which technically mostly underutilized because people prefer PC24s. But yeah, and you've got these big gears. And the other I like about the 1/200 scales is that in NG is that you can see there's even the wheel dimples for the wheel nuts, which is very hard to see in 1/400 because they're so small, you know. But when in 1/200, these planes are effectively the size of one propeller you may see in a C-130 made from Gemini Max. So moving on to the livery, you've got this nice, beautiful striped livery, you know, encompassing the whole stretch of the plane, stretching from the cockpit, just below the windows, all the way to the tip here in classic Nike orange, with a black trail following, just starting out from the wing box here. Now the wing box, if you do not know, is something that's very evident in business jets. It's actually that little dimple you see, just you know, to store the gear, etc. And also where most of your hydraulics flow. Your wing is also stripped in the sort of a basketball style, you know, in black and white, one of the few Nike colors. And then you've also got this beautiful winglet in a very abstract shape, again in the colors of Nike, which is black, which is mostly seen in black, white, and that orange. It's more famous for these colors being on their shoes. And it was just the funny thing about the box. Remember the box had these sort of weaved shapes, right? That weave line and everything, you know. I can zoom out. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Remember this? Yeah, those weaves were from the engines. How cool is that? Now these obviously are meant, if you didn't know, to represent basketball hoops, you know, that are essentially basketball hoops, because Nike's are most famous for being used in basketball matches, etc. Blah blah blah. I don't get too much into it. So yeah, they're painted on the nacelle. They're painted onto the cowling of it, and then obviously you have that, you know, which is very nice. And then you have the unique engine pylon, which is kind of unique because the funny thing is that it tapers off in the end. You can see it still extends out. Most of them either they would you know, just either end it here, you know, cut diagonal line across, or you know, do something more weirder. But you know, this is one of the more unique designs, you know. There's only one antenna, and then there's one big thing here. I don't know if that's a radar or not. Then you've got one antenna on the top here, two at the bottom. Yeah, overall I think I would rate this actually 10 out of 10. I think I can't find any errors with it. You know, it's an NG model. I've got nothing to complain about. I'm very content with what I've bought, and yeah, I think that it would really look really well in my collection. Yeah. Anyway, if that's it, then well, I'll see you guys next time. Have some fun with the montage. Goodbye.
In your eyes, there's a heavy blue. Want to love and want to lose. Sweet divine, the heavy truth. What do we want? Don't make me choose.
I'm making a change today. The liquor been taking the pain away. I heard you was giving your chain away. That's kinda like giving your fame away. What's wrong with you? I sit in a box where the owners do. A boss is a role that I've grown into. I love you to death, but I told you the truth.
Bad habits lead to life.